Most people building a digital product in 2026 pick the wrong type before they write a single word. Not the wrong niche, not the wrong platform, the wrong type. And it's why their launch dies on day one. There are only 6 types actually converting right now. And which one you should build depends on music where you are right now. So I'm going to walk you through all 6 from bottom to top. And by the end, you'll know exactly which one is yours. Let's start at the bottom. The number one misconception about digital products is that buyers want to learn something. The top converting category in 2026 sells implementation, not information. When someone buys a template, they're not paying for information. They're paying to skip the blank page. These are people who already know what they need to do. They just need the right structure to execute faster. And that's a completely different buyer intent. And it converts at a rate that should get your attention. Think about what this looks like in practice. A calendar for working moms, a client proposal template for freelancers, a client onboarding dashboard for business owners. None of these require you to teach a concept from scratch. You package a working flow and the buyer gets a shortcut to something that they were already going to build anyways. And the economics of it are amongst the strongest in the entire digital product space because delivery cost is nearly zero. Support is contained and you can build it in less than a weekend and sell it an unlimited number of times. But here's what separates the templates that sell from the ones that sit. Generic doesn't work in 2026 anymore. Business Tracker isn't a template business. Client acquisition pipeline for freelance video editors with outreach scripts, follow-up reminders, and a pricing calculator is a template business. The more specifically you can match a template to one buyer doing one job, the harder it becomes to justify not buying it. Templates give buyers the container for their work, but the next product is built for a completely different moment in the buyer's day, the moment they're about to make a mistake, and it shows up exactly that second. This normally gets underestimated because it honestly just sounds a little too good to be true in order to charge real money for. But once you understand why buyers purchase them, the logic becomes obvious. Cheat sheets, checklist, swipe files, they're not content. They're decision support tools built for the moment of execution. A buyer doesn't open up a checklist on a slow Sunday afternoon. They open it right before they launch an ad campaign, write a hook, audit a landing page, onboard a new client, or hit publish on something that they spent hours building. That's the entire value proposition. And for a digital creator, this translates into products that practically sell themselves. A 60-point ad audit checklist for local service business campaigns. 90 hooks organized by psychological trigger, each with the rewrite prompt. In a real example, a discovery call script for marketing agencies closing 5-figure contracts with 40 questions. The best version of these products, they do one thing extremely well. It saves the buyer from a mistake that costs far more than the product itself. An ad audit checklist that prevents a $300 error is worth $45 the moment someone reads the title. These also make excellent bonuses inside large offers, which increases perceived value without adding to your production cost at all. But if you want a product that doesn't just help someone in a single moment, instead changes how they internalize a skill over time, the next one does it in a way that none on this list can replicate. A PDF gets downloaded and forgotten. A checklist gets bookmarked and never opened again. An email course shows up in your inbox every day until the buyer finishes it. That type of delivery, where you're getting a payday, day after day, changes psychology of consumption completely. An email course creates rhythm. Day one defines the problem more clearly than the buyer could define it themselves. Day 2 reframe the single biggest mistake that people make. Day 3 delivers the core framework, and so on. Each lesson builds forward. The buyer doesn't feel like they're consuming content. They feel like they're making progress. And that sense of progress is what turns music, a $25 buyer, into someone who trusts you with $500 or $2,000. Email marketing generates an average return of $36 on every dollar spent. The email course is how a digital creator catches that directly because you already have permission to reach the subscriber and you show up every day with something music useful. Two models work really well here. One, a paid email course priced between $25 and $100 warms buyers before a larger offer. A free email course used as a lead magnet moves someone from a cold follow to a qualified buyer within 7 days. The single failure point in this format is the first email. If day one is a welcome message with a vague promise, the subscriber stops opening right there. Day one has to give the buyer something actionable before they close the app. Every product I've covered so far delivers value in a defined window. One file, one checklist, and one sequence. Now the next digital product is where the transformation happens in stages with structure, and it's where the most serious buyers in any market actually commit their money. The people saying courses are dead are looking at the wrong courses. The e-learning market is projected to cross $400 billion in 2026. That revenue isn't content libraries with vague promises attached. It's music, going to be courses built around one outcome, one audience, and one proven method. Here's what's actually dying. Learn digital marketing. Build a business online. Master Instagram. Those aren't products. Those are topics. And what works is a course that solves the problem of one person with one method showing one clear result and outcome. A full course earns its price tag by sequencing the learning, something that is rare to see in digital products. It tells the buyer what to study first, what to skip, what mistakes to avoid, and how to measure real progress. And that sequencing is what the buyer is actually paying for. Listen, when I launched my first digital product at age 21, it was a $500 productivity course for college students where it taught them how to wake up early, get better grades in school, and be more productive with their time. Now I remember praying before that first launch, asking God because I didn't know if a single person would even buy it. And we ended up doing 1,000 units, 1,000 purchasers within the first 8 months of launching. Not because productivity content was rare. No, it's all over YouTube. But because the program walks students through a specific method in a specific sequence and delivered one specific result. And that's what made it popular in a market where everything about productivity was already online for free. The strongest full courses in 2026, they also include implementation assets built directly into the product. Templates, teardown videos, scripts, worksheets, bonus live sessions. The course is a guided transformation with the tools to support the buyer at every stage. A full course also anchors your entire product ladder. It funds everything below it and justifies everything above it. And above it is where the math of this business starts to tilt in your favor in a concrete way. Most digital product creators are stuck at one of two extremes. A $25 guide that works but requires enormous volume to build real revenue, or a high-ticket offer that they can't close because they don't have the proof to back it up yet. Category that most people skip entirely is the one that solves both problems. Mid-ticket, which I define as $200 to $2,000. Mid-ticket isn't the bigger course. Mid-ticket is an implementation product. And the buyer at this price point is not looking for more content. They're buying a structured path from where they are to a specific outcome with your music method and guidance built into every step. Think about what this looks like in practice. An agency operations playbook for marketing team scaling past the first $200,000 per month. A paid ads testing, music sprint for service owners running the first campaign. These aren't video libraries. They're workflows, templates, coaching components, and checkpoints bundled around a single delivered result. The math also finally makes sense at this price. 25 units of a $2,500 product is $60,000. 20 units of a $50 product, it's only $1,000. To match that $60,000 mark with a $50 product, you need at least $200 music sales. Plus, the effort to acquire 20 buyers isn't 10 times harder when the promise is specific and the proof is real. Everything I've covered so far sells content systems or ongoing support. High Ticket sells the removal of the most expensive thing in any buyer's life, and that's time spent executing in the wrong direction. At $3,000 and above, the buyer isn't asking what they'll learn. They're asking, will this get me to the result I need faster than anything else available to me right now? Buyers, both individuals and companies, are spending heavily right now because the cost of moving slowly or executing poorly is now too high to accept. But here's where most creators fail a high ticket. They price something high and then they call that a finished product. High ticket requires a structure, a specific credible explanation of why your program produces the result faster than anything else that the buyer could ever try. And without that, high ticket is just a premium price attached to something with no definite return. The structure also has to justify the investment. Live coaching sessions, implementation reviews, private access, expert feedback on real work, accountability that doesn't exist at a lower price point. The buyer is paying for proximity to your thinking, your judgment, and your thought process applied directly to their situation. That means instead of someone guessing why their sales page isn't converting, they get on a call. They show you their actual offer, and then they tell them the exact line to change. High ticket also isn't something that you sell to a cold audience. It's the top of the ladder. Guides and templates build the audience. Email courses and full courses build deep trust. MIT products prove that buyers get results with your method. High ticket is where the buyer wants the fastest path with the most support that makes a decision to go Allen. That's the full picture of how a digital product business is actually built in. And the most important decisions that you'll make after this video isn't which category sounds best in theory. It's which one matches where you are right now. You see, every single one of these works. And the right one for you depends entirely on your expertise, your audience size, and where you are in your progress today. So, now that you've seen the best digital products to go for this year, you might be thinking, well, Richard, I can't do any of those. I don't have the time. I don't have the skills to even create the templates because I have a lot on my hands, but I still do want to sell digital products. That's the great part about digital products. You do not even have to make one yourself, especially if you're just starting out. And I made this video right here to the first link in the description, where I'll show you how you can make 50 to 80% commissions easily by selling digital products using the simple system called AR arbitrage. You'll be able to follow it step by step, and it's this one right here. So tap on the link, and I'll see you on the other.